Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Scary Stories by the Campfire. We are your counselors this evening. Jason,
And Jeremy.
a little late on that delay, Jeremy, just like this episode.
Not really.
Da da da. No, fine, whatever. We are talking about Scream 2 and 3. We're doing a combined, like,
Yeah, Scream 2 and 3.
Scream 2 and Scream 3. I scream, you scream, we all scream for Scream.
Let's talk about Scream 2 first.
Okay, Scream 2, straight to the point. I like it, Jeremy. Business all around.
What do you like about it?
What do I like about Scream 2?
Yeah, what do you like about it?
Besides the fact that it's a solid sequel, it kind of like yeah, because the Scream franchise has always been built around the ideas of um, being meta with the idea of horror films. So, in the first movie, it's just talking about the general rules of a horror movie. You can't do this, you can't do that, It sets up your final girl. This is what happens to the bad guy type of thing. And each one of these movies does that. So, like, the sequel, bigger body counts, bigger this, bigger that, da 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 da. And then as we move into part three, it's gonna be the same thing. Rules of a trilogy, So it does follow into those lines very well, and I mean, going along with like this Sydney Prescott mother thing, because they do that. That's pretty much what this whole. That's like what the three movies are going to be about. These three movies is all about Sydney Prescott's history, because of her mom, and I really don't think it deals too much in the later movies with those, but um, yeah. But this one I definitely thought had like the weakest set of ghost faces.
Why?
Why? Well, okay. So, spoiler alert. In the first movie, the ghost faces were Stu and Billy, as we already know. And Billy's reasoning was because Sydney's mom was sleeping around. She slept with his dad, which caused his mom to leave. And that whole. So he blames Sydney's mom for everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's taking it out on Sydney. Stu, on the other hand, is. I guess he's just tagging along because, well, peer pressure, as he says. In this one, I can't remember what the lady's name is, but wasn't it? It was Billy's mom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but what was the whole general purpose of the other guy? See, Billy's mom was like, "You killed Billy, and now I'm here to kill you." What was the other? What was Timothy Oliphant's character?
It was
I don't remember.
they met on a website, a psychopath website, and she just
So
and
that
she
was
was
it.
going to give him the fame, the insanity, the stuff like that.
Oh, oh, okay, yeah. See, that was the problem in this one is that with the big reveal in the first one, we had time to kind of hang around with Stu. We had time to hang around with Billy and get to know the characters and how they think and how they act and whatnot. In this one, Timothy Oliphant's character is he's just kind of there, just there.
Yeah.
He doesn't really do anything that stands out. He's not, like we see with the later ghost faces. And they're always I don't know about the newest one because I haven't seen the one where they're in New York, but I know they're all spoiler alert. They're all paired.
Not in
Except
the
for
third one.
no, I was just about to say in the next one here that we're going to get talking to, there's just a single one, but in all the rest of them, they're all paired up. And sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't make sense. Stu and Billy kind of make sense. They're friends, and well, it's very easy to see Stu tagging along with Billy. But this one just doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for the pairing, besides for her to give the alibi to someone else, and his case isn't very strong. Oh, cool! I want to be known as a famous killer and plead insanity. What is the point in that? You're just gonna become famous? So, yeah, this one didn't. I mean, as a sequel, it's a pretty strong, solid sequel. But I mean, just overall, uh, uh, sorry, I was reading the chat there. But this one for me just didn't like. It was like one had a very strong motive, the other one, yeah, not so much. And this one had some pretty memorable faces in it. Timothy Oliphant, Jerry O'Connell. So, you know, usual stuff.
Yeah.
What you doing, Jeremy?
And I was looking at some. And I actually like the sequel too. This one specifically. I like all the Scream sequels though. I mean, the ones that I've seen so far. So,
I mean, yeah, this is. It kind of turns into kind of Saw for me, because as the Saw movies went on, except for like Saw X, which was actually a pretty big increase in like how good it was compared to all the other ones. Saw movies kind of went downhill after a while, but they were still fun to watch. You know what I'm saying? You just still
yeah.
have fun, still pick at it and stuff like that. Scream just kind of stays on the level. It doesn't really do anything for me. It doesn't. It does. It's not like I'm going into the next Scream movie going, "Oh my gosh, this is the best." You know, they're. I think. I think after Scream One, they all kind of just dip down, but not into like the sense of like, "Oh, this is just an awful movie. I can't watch this one." I watch all the Scream movies except Part Three. You know, even though I do feel like three is kind of the weakest so far, but it just kind of plays that level where it's just fun to watch either way. Especially, I forgot how when we get to it, three was always the one that I didn't like the most. It was like my least favorite, but then rewatching it, I was just like, oh my god, this movie's actually really stupid,
I
but really silly all at the same time.
I actually really like 3 except for the one thing that everybody dislikes, which is the whole mimicking the voice thing. Other than that,
Yeah.
like I actually going back and watching it really liked Scream 3 because I liked having the real people right next to the actors. Especially Gail. That was great.
But like I said, a lot of it is just a lot of Scream 3. You have like the super advanced voice changer where it's like, oh my gosh, they got our voices. You know, that's really jumping a shark there, and we don't really get that too much in the later movies. I think they all just get like the typical um, Ghostface voice. But that one was actually really silly, and um, a lot of the situational stuff in there was very silly. Like, well, we're not at the Scream 3 yet. We're still on Scream 2.
Yeah, so let's talk
Just
about
hold
that.
off all that stuff.
Jerry O'Connell, the boyfriend. That poor dude.
Yes. Yes. See, I think that because for that one they're using the concept of she can't no matter how much she wants to trust him, she can't because of Billy. Her trust in boyfriends is broken.
Shoot, that poor man got tied to a sun on a theater stage.
And then got stabbed.
No, he got shot.
Oh, that's right. He did get shot. I thought he got stabbed.
No, Mickey shot him. But I will say Scream 2, as of right now, has one of the most gruesome deaths.
Oh.
It's your scene.
Oh, yes, the cops.
Yeah. This death right here is just gruesome.
Yeah, really?
Like, that whole thing was just...
Yeah, you get the bars through the head and the guy's all twitching and whatnot. It just makes it much more, believable in the sense of, just being stabbed a couple times and then dropping dead.
Yeah.
That's the big thing with horror movies is that sometimes you don't. When a person dies, especially in like horror movies, they just kind of croak over and die. That's not really how it works, especially in something like this. See, like, I would think in like a typical movie, crash through the bars, hit the guy's head, and he's just dead. He's just lying there dead. But the body has to process that it's dead, I guess, in a sense. You're still your blood's still gonna be pumping and stuff like that, which would make sense with the the arm twitching and the so it just adds realism to it. You're like, it just seems so painful. So even though he was probably dead and that was just a reactionary form of his body, unlike some action movies and stuff like that where people get shot, they're like pow pow pow, and then they just drop and they're just still. You would think there'd be a little bit more to it, and that's kind of why I like that scene so much, because it's just.
Well, my question, Jason, is: do sequels suck? Do they?
Not all of them.
Because Mickey here, Randy does, but Mickey here, he doesn't think they do.
Many sequels have surpassed their original.
Oh, yeah?
Name one.
Yeah. Aliens. Far better than the first.
Yeah, well, there's no accounting for taste.
Thank you, Ridley Scott rules. Name another.
No, Aliens is a classic, okay? Get away from her, you bitch.
I believe the line is stay away from her, you bitch. It's film class, right?
Yeah, whatever, you know what I mean.
Another.
T2.
You've got a hard-on for Cameron.
Big.
But wait a second. The first Terminator is historical.
Yeah.
Sarah Connor.
Yes. Wait, phone.
All right, okay. House 2, the second story.
What?
The entire horror genre was destroyed by sequels.
It just adds into the oomph of they know that they're a sequel.
Yeah, and I do agree with a lot of the T2 and Aliens. Definitely Aliens. But then again, like
Aliens is not better than Alien.
it's you have to think of it as not necessarily
It's a sequel.
It's a sequel, yes, but Alien is a horror movie to the core.
Yeah,
And
we
if you go back-
ain't we ain't getting into this on here.
And if you get into Terminator, the first Terminator is essentially a horror movie in and of itself. And then when you move on to the sequels, they turn into more like action films. So you can't really compare the apples to the oranges, because either way, I like both Alien movies. I like Alien. I like Aliens just as, the same. Now, Alien 3, on the other hand, and then following up with Alien Resurrection. Now those, those are those, mwah. Those are those. You get the bundle of apples, a big bag of apples, and you're like, Alien, delicious, Aliens, delicious. And you pull out this one, it's like, well, that's Alien 3. I don't want that one. And you just pull out this one, it's all like deflated. And, yeah, that's Resurrection right there. Just get rid of that.
Well,
What is this? What is this? Prometheus?
so, well, let me ask
I
you
don't
this.
think so.
Scream 2, is it better than Scream 1?
No.
Why not?
Why? Because Scream 1's just a classic, you know. I don't just watch everything that you would actually think of Scream probably came from Scream 1.
Not Stab.
Well, no, not Stab, but no one thinks of Stab. I mean,
I do.
When you think of,
I
when you
think
of
I think of Luke Wilson
Luke Wilson.
on that screen in the beginning of the movie playing Billy Loomis.
Okay,
And he's
Jeremy-
going, stupid.
Oh,
With his
uh,
sideways haircut.
his haircut. So, who was killed at the beginning of this movie?
Omar Epps and Jada Pinkett Smith.
Now, when you think of an opening kill in a Scream film, what do you think of?
Actually, I like this one better. Not even gonna lie. Especially her, because he's doing it in the middle of the crowd and everyone's just like, ah! Because what movie premiere does this ever happen?
I don't think this has ever happened.
Like, what movie
I
premiere
think-
is like, here's some souvenirs for the fact that you came out here?
No, that would have been you having to buy that stuff. That's how you make a profit. Yeah. So, well, I'm pretty sure on a lot of people's, yeah. Not all sequels are bad, except for Hal's second story. I was happy with her getting killed. Wow. Okay, so PJ, when we talk about Scream and an opening kill from all these Scream movies, who do you think of, or which opening do you think of?
Say Scream 2, it's okay.
Oh, God, no, everyone's gonna remember the Drew Barrymore. I'm telling you, that's what set it up.
Nah.
Old Drew Barrymore. And Jeremy, when you start thinking about your favorite lines from a Scream movie, where do those lines come from?
But, okay, so that's the actor, that's not the movie.
No, it's not the movie,
But my favorite scenes come from Scream 2.
oh, your favorite scene is not the woozy scene?
Like, I love Randy taunting the killer out in the middle of the crowd when he's out there before he gets killed.
Or turn around, Jamie, turn around.
No, I like
Or-
him in, I actually like Randy in Scream 2 more than I like him in Scream 1.
Everybody's a suspect.
Yeah, he had a couple lines here and there, but this one he actually gets like full on scenes, like the one we just watched.
Yeah, and then what happens?
And he still makes an appearance in the third one.
Yes, he does. What are you talking about? Billy showing up in later movies. Spoiler alert.
So, like I said, I'm not saying Scream 2 is better than Scream 1.
Because it's not?
I'm saying they're about equal.
No, well, I mean, okay, yeah, I guess it'd be equal if you took a step down off, you're stepping
No.
on it, like, you're on a flight of stairs and you take that step down, yeah, it's about even right there, yeah.
No, Scream 2 is the equivalent of The Empire Strikes Back, while Scream 1 is the equivalent of The Last Hope. Because, to your thing, Jason, people remember The Last Hope more than they remember The Empire Strikes Back. But people have also said The Empire Strikes Back is a better film.
Yeah, well,
Am I wrong?
there were people that said, Empire Strikes Back is a good movie. is better in some cases. And a lot of the stuff that I remember comes from both movies, so it's not just specifically one movie. But
You
that-
remember more from the first one.
I remember the Hoth battle.
Okay,
Oh, wait, that was the second movie.
that's the one thing
How
you
about the big-
remember. But you
or how about the
remember.
big-
But you remember. No,
What
no.
about the big giant space slug? Oh wait, that was the second one also.
But
How
you
about
remember-
Han Solo frozen in carbonite. That was.
But you remember the Death Star blowing up. You
No one
remember Luke going down the trench. You remember Tatooine and seeing Obi-Wan Kenobi for the first time.
Oh my God, you're starting to describe the Force Awakens.
Yeah, I know, it's just a repeat.
No, it's just a repeat.
So, yes. I don't think Scream 2 is better than Scream 1. I think it's about on par. Because it follows the rules of a sequel. Body count is higher.
Yeah.
What's the next rule?
I don't know. Do I look like to you? I don't keep up with these film rules.
You should. But then let's dive into, Scream 3.
Scream 3. Oh, the trilogy. This would be the Alien 3.
No, this is better than Alien 3. Again, I liked Scream 3 rewatching it, minus the whole voice changing thing, because I liked seeing the different characters next to each other.
Yeah, I mean, there were certain aspects that I did like about it. I think overall the story was just kind of more convoluted, where they're like her mom went to Hollywood, and apparently she just disappeared off the map for a good little while. She went through her baby turtle phase, or baby sea turtle phase.
But
Isn't that what they call when the baby sea turtles, they go through like their lost years or whatever?
do you know why this one is better? Or why this one I liked it? I wouldn't say it's better, but because I liked it. It had Patrick Warburton in it.
Yeah, he's in the movie, Jeremy.
Huh?
Krunk was barely in the movie.
Yeah. Well, what was his nickname for Dewey?
I don't remember. What do you call Dewey?
PJ, let's see if you remember. But Scream 3 starts off with Cotton Weary talking about his show.
Oh my goodness, I just noticed the background just changed a whole lot.
And his girlfriend is at home being called by the killer, impersonating Cotton. And the voiceover thing is so spot on that he's talking to her through a door and sounds identical. I'm talking
Identical.
identical.
Yeah.
So much so that she believes him. He's like,
Yeah,
baby.
it's kind of funny because he like chased her into the room.
Oh yeah, Dewberry.
Yeah, she got chased into the room by Ghostface. Slams the door, and then he's just like, "Oh baby, I was just messing with you." Da 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 da. This is another one of those intros, but this one's actually different because like in the first one, it's kind of a surprise because like we had discussed when we talked about Scream 1, Drew Barrymore had pushed so much for her to be on the cover and give that kind of like, everyone's like, oh, Drew Barrymore's in this movie and she's going to be the star in it. And then like the first 10 minutes she's killed off, gutted and hanging from a tree, right? So then you go into the next one, and they mention Cotton in the first movie. Then he makes an appearance in the second one because now he's innocent, right? He's innocent. He's out, but he plays a part in the movie, and then they move on to the third movie here, and they pretty much use him as the cold open killing. So
Him and her.
Yep, him and was his wife,
Girlfriend.
girlfriend, whatever she was. Yeah, it's sad to see old Sabretooth go.
Yeah, but it is what it is. He needed to die to move on.
Or
No, it's Dewdrop. That's what it was.
Dewdrop.
That's what Patrick Warburton always called Dewey. Oh, Dewdrop. I'm looking for... But I will say the people in Scream 3 were dumber.
Yes.
Like, the guy, my favorite scene, like, it would never happen in real life. Like,
Oh, okay. Oh my God, are we talking
like,
about the reading the?
this, yeah. I want to know what happens! I gotta know!
And the killer will give mercy to whoever.
Shit.
Whoever smells the.
Whee! So, for an explosion that big, you would have definitely smelled the gas before you walked into the kitchen. I'm just saying.
Why didn't he just walk it outside? I mean, there's plenty of light outside. Could have just turned it so he could see it through the window. Oh my God, these.
I gotta know. Wait for the sequel!
Yeah. Or like when they were they were in the a mansion or whatever they were at, and the one guy was running, whatever his name was, and he had the rug pulled up from underneath. I ended up on his neck, just like,
And I'm sorry, but if he got thrown out of that house, unless he broke his neck on the fall, he wouldn't die. It wasn't that far
I mean-
of a drop.
yeah, but he had been stabbed a couple times.
He had
so-
been stabbed once.
and it could have hit a major artery, and when he got thrown over, he got knocked out and just bled to death.
He would have not been knocked out. Again, unless you land on your head, which he
And really
didn't.
he fell on his head earlier, so maybe he was suffering from a concussion, got stabbed, thrown out the window, it reacted to the concussion and the stabbing, and he just passed out and bled out.
No, there wasn't enough
Like-
blood for him to bleed out.
Yeah, just like there was in a house full of gas to explode, okay, Jeremy? These rules don't make sense.
But it was so that, and there was another scene that was a tie for my favorite scene,
What was your other one?
where Dewey's at the top of the stairs and his gun ran out of bullets, so the killer like takes his knife and just goes "Wha-" and like hits him with the handle, and he goes tumbling down the stairs.
Dewey is the worst police officer ever. He's the worst.
Hey, you don't talk about Dewdrop like that.
Jeremy, I don't think in any of these movies he actually does anything.
He shot the
Besides-
killer earlier in Scream 3.
Besides getting stabbed.
He didn't get stabbed in Scream 3.
No, that's just because the handle hit him. And yes, he did shoot the killer in this one. Multiple times because, you know, after the first 15 shots, if the guy doesn't go down, maybe you should attempt to shoot him in the head.
Apparently, bulletproof vests in LA are very, very good.
Made of vibranium, they just stop the impact.
I know. They don't work like that.
Well, yeah, you're still going to feel the impact of the bullet, even if the bullet's getting stopped.
Oh, yeah, it would knock the wind out of you.
Well, yeah.
So at
that
the
guy-
end, when Dewey's getting a shot like 6 times chasing after him,
shoot him in the chest. Pow, 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 pow.
no, that wouldn't happen.
Shoot him in the head.
So, Cindy's mom goes to Hollywood, and it turns out she had a son that she just gave up,
She ditched.
dropped him off at a fire station, maybe.
Orphanage. I don't think they ever explained where he.
He just said that he tried to make contact with her, and she said, "You are not my son."
Yeah, it probably had something to do with that.
Party?
That Hollywood event thing that she was at, and bad things proceeded to happen.
Drugs and alcohol. It was the
Lance-
70s. It was a different time back then.
because of Lance Henriksen.
Bishop.
Bishop. Hey, look, there's our Alien reference.
Yeah, he's the sleazeball producer, producing Stab 3.
Yeah.
And he produced Stabbed 1 and 2.
Apparently, all producers are
But
whatever.
they changed the cast in Stab 3. That's why you have all these people.
Had to change the cast. You know. Wait, they're doing Stab 3 in this one?
Yeah.
Scream 3 wasn't even out. At least they could have done was wait till Scream 3 came out so they could rip that one off.
I think that was
I
the
guess-
point.
I guess that was, well,
I think that was the whole thing of being able to put, like, characters next to each other.
all the characters ended up dead anyway, so it didn't matter. Whether it was funhouse mirrors or thrown out balconies.
Gail, look, the mirrors are moving. Stand back.
Yeah, he's just shooting through
Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
She just comes dropping out. She's like, ugh.
So, I love the Cindy Prescott actress too. She's like, I didn't sleep with him just to be killed.
Oh yeah, this was with you. That actress seemed very familiar to me, and I can't remember who it was.
Is it Kelly Rutherford?
I'm taking a look right now.
What was her real name? Was it Christine?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's Kelly Rutherford. Doesn't play in anything that I
Huh.
know of.
Well, interesting. That's
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, and this one had Sydney's mom as a ghost. So there's that.
Oh yeah, Ghostface kept like popping up underneath the bed thing.
Yep. That one was
You had that, and then you had
no, Christine was Cotton Weary's girlfriend.
oh,
I'm looking at the thing right now, so. But yeah, they had yeah, the mom kept showing up as a ghost. Yes, so
don't you want a hug, mother?
no.
Don't you love mother? Oh, but Jason's, on the other hand, makes the grand return
Yep.
of Mr. Jamie Kennedy to explain the trilogy rules.
All about going back to the beginning and discovering something that wasn't true from the get-go. Godfather, Jedi, all revealed something that we thought was true that wasn't true. So if it is a trilogy you are dealing with, here are some super trilogy rules. 1, you got a killer who's going to be superhuman. Stabbing him won't work, shooting him won't work. Basically, in the third one, you got to cryogenically freeze his head, decapitate him, or blow him up. Number 2, anyone, including the main character, can die. This means you, Sid. I'm sorry. It's the final chapter. It could be fucking Reservoir Dogs by the time this thing is through. Number 3, The past will come back to bite you in the ass. Whatever you think you know about the past, forget it. The past is not at rest. Any sins you think were committed in the past are about to break out and destroy you. So in closing, let me say, good luck, Godspeed, and for some of you, I'll see you soon. Because the rules say some of you ain't gonna make it. I didn't. Not if you're watching this tape.
And that really sucked because I liked Randy.
Yeah, it's actually just kind of funny that he would actually sit down and do a video of this. You know, it's just kind of out there. Hey, you remember just a moment ago before you did the scene, we were talking about that one actress who was playing Sydney in the in the Stab movie, right? The one that I said looked familiar.
Yeah.
And she ended up getting killed at the party or whatever. Well, in an early version, I'm getting this off of Wikipedia, but in an early version of the script, Angelina, that was the actress's name, was a second Ghostface, Roman's lover and accomplice, with the original draft elaborating that she was a former classmate of Sydney's from Woodsboro, whose real name was Angie Crick. Her motivation was stated as her idolizing Sydney and wanting her fame and attention, thus taking on the role of Sydney in the Stab film, and giving Roman's and Sydney's relationship incestuous vibes. The idea was later scrapped, Craven mentioning in the film's director's commentary that they couldn't get the studio on board with the idea.
Yeah, apparently.
Editor,
Say what?
Huh?
No, keep going.
No, I was saying editor Patrick Lucier and producer Marianne Madalena left it ambiguous as to whether Angelina was actually dead due to being dragged off, discussing the idea in the film's commentary. They called her death seemed dubious. In a subsequent Scream Trilogy DVD box set booklet, Angelina is not listed as a deceased character from Scream 3. This may have just been an oversight, but fans have speculated it's connected to all this other information about the plan to have her as a killer. Scream 4, however, lists Roman Bridger as the only Ghostface in the Hollywood killings, implying Angelina wasn't involved at all. So, that's interesting.
Apparently, there was one set of scripts where Matthew Lillard was supposed to come back for this one.
Yeah, there was a lot of talks where the script was actually a little bit different, and Stu would have survived his takedown, I guess, at his parents' place, and I guess his parents wouldn't have been too mad at him. But yeah, he was kind of orchestrating some stuff from prison or something like that. The idea continues to get tossed around. You know, they're always going, "Oh well, Stu's still alive." Maybe not. Who knows?
Jamie Kennedy was also a hint, a version where he would have survived.
Yeah, I think the way the movies are going now, they just need to kind of let go of the Stu thing, because right now we're into like the next generation per se. I mean, pretty much. And we still have Scream 4, which does have kind of a younger generation, but there's a lot more. It still revolves around Sydney and Gale and Dewey. But by the time we get to part 5, I believe it is, when we get like the extremely young cast, and pretty much like I wouldn't say their ancestors, but it is you get like the twins who are like the nephew and the niece to Randy.
Yeah.
You know, you just get that younger generation. You get like the deputy that you meet in the next movie. She's sheriff. You get to meet her son. So it's all like their offspring, their step down, and actually Sydney, Gale, and well, Dewey plays a little bit of a larger role in that movie, but yeah, I think it's at that point it's just time to step down. You don't need to worry about Stu anymore. Just consider him dead, call it in, and yeah. So
Well, I know, like you were saying, that there were a lot of scripts with this one where there were supposed to be 2 killers and not just one, and some of those little tidbits can be seen in the movie. Parts where realistically there would be 2 killers and not just one.
yeah,
Like Sydney being chased through the set of the old house. Throws Ghostface out the window. She goes back in, goes into the other room, and he's apparently underneath the bag.
Yeah, I mean, there's that's what made Ghostface so, when you watch a horror movie and you got someone like Jason or Michael who's able to just kind of pop out of whatever they want to pop out of. For Jason, they talk about, and I don't think they ever mention in the movies, but I know it's kind of been a thing where he can teleport per se. He does it in the games. He just kind of teleport to wherever he wants to go. Kind of explains that because he's a supernatural being after part 5. Michael is still a human, but he does seem to have some sort of superhuman strength and, an amazing stealth ability. 100% stealth check. But Ghostface is just ordinary people dressed up. And, it makes sense for a lot of the stuff that they do where you go, oh, how does he do that? Oh, how can he do that? No, there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
And they like to tag team, and it does set up some pretty interesting plot points where like Stu's chasing Sydney around in the first movie. He's chasing around her house or whatever, and then Billy comes into the door or the window to make it look like it might be him, but then they play it off as it's not him because but then it really was because they can do the little switcheroo real fast. So.
Well, let's see what everybody else thought of Scream 2 and 3. So, we'll start with Scream 2 on IMDb, then we'll go to Scream 3 on IMDb, and then go through the Screamometer. So, Scream 2 on a scale of 1 to 10 with 212,000 votes. What do y'all think they gave Scream 2? Jason says a 6. PJ says 5.6.
It might just be me and PJ tonight.
Ravenfire's not playing?
No, doesn't look like it.
Ooh, it's going to be easy then. PJ. Jeffrey O'Connell. Shot through the chest.
Okay, first of all, Jeremy. It's Jerry O'Connell.
Whatever.
Whatever. He was in,
Stand By Me.
yeah. Shot through the heart. You're to blame.
It was a 6.3.
You give Jerry a bad name. It was 6.3.
Yep.
That means I win. I won.
Now, Scream 3 on IMDb with 166,000 votes on a scale of 1 to 10.
This is Scream 3?
Yep. Scale of 1 to 10, 166,000. 5.2, 5.5.
Ooh,
Jason,
come on, 5.4.
you're that blonde girl that's in the corner right there.
Oh,
Right
the
there.
one who was- yeah, I see her down here in this. She's actually like right below.
You.
Yeah, right there. Hold on.
Yeah, that's you.
There we go. There you go. Yeah, point out here.
Stabbed and dead.
Stabbed and dead. Great. Okay.
It was a 5.7.
We were really. All right. So.
Now we are on to the Screamometer. 0 to 100. Critic reviews. Scream 2.
Scream 2. Okay, we're going to go with.
PJ saying a 59.
I'm going to go with 53.
PJ!
Uh-oh.
You're Jamie Kennedy. Yanked into the van after taunting the killer and just...
Everyone's a suspect except you.
Jason, you were the closest. It was certified fresh at an 82%.
Oh my god. We're so awful at this.
Certified fresh for a sequel. Now the audience score.
Was the first one certified fresh?
I think so.
Okay. Oh, wow, you just get jump to a 72. Okay, I got that. I'm gonna go to 63 on that one. Same thing as last time.
Alrighty. Jason. You're Omar Epps.
Okay, cool.
Straight
So I
through.
wasn't.
Straight through.
Straight through my head, and I got to be on House. Got it.
PJ, you're Jada Pinkett Smith. You got stabbed in front of everybody. Ah! And then you got up on stage and was just like, ah! It was a 58% with the audience score.
Oh yeah, so he was on House. Okay.
Yes, he played. I cannot think of the character's name.
Okay, who's that guy from Resident Evil then?
All right, Scream 3 on the Screamometer. Critics reviewing. What do y'all think critics gave Scream 3?
Scream 3. Wait, critics give it?
Yeah, PJ says a 43. 56. All right. PJ. You're the fake Gale Weathers. Stabbed onto a mirror until Dewey shot it, and you're like, Jason. You're the private security that didn't like Dewdrop. You got stabbed in Dewey's trailer, but you made it to the house and then croaked. It was a 41%. Crazy, I know. And now it's time for the audience score for Scream 3. What did the people give Scream 3? PJ says a 54. Jason says a 53. All right, Jason. You're Tyson. You got stabbed. You got the rug pulled out from under you. Woo! And thrown out a window. Curse. PJ. You're the fake Cindy Campbell. You went running down the stairs and right into the blade, and then you're just drug off. Because, much like Courtney Cox's bangs in the third movie, it was a low score of 38. Oh, 38%, Jason. People did not like the third movie. But that is all the time that we have for tonight. We will be watching Scream 4 on Monday. I don't know what Jason's doing, but he hasn't said a word because he's reading. Still reading. Still reading. Can't hear you, Jason. Nope. Nope. It's okay. It looks like Ghostface is stalking Jason right now. Cutting all signs of communication from him. No, there he goes.
Get this Ghostface one day.
We will see y'all next week as we watch Scream 4.
Scream 4. We're already to the fourth one.
Yep.
Trucking right along.
Oh, yeah.
Woodsboro Massacre anniversary question. What is your favorite scary movie?
What's your favorite scary movie?
One generation's tragedy is the next one's a joke.
What is your favorite scary movie, man?
I'll show you.
This week marks the anniversary of the infamous Woodsboro murders. Local celebrity victim Sydney Prescott chose to return to her hometown.
Welcome home, Sydney. Watch the preview of coming events.
What do you want?
Who is this?
He's trying to do Ghostface.
I'm standing in the closet.
Liar.
Dewey, what's going on?
It is not public information.
It's all over the internet.
It is?
There's a killer out there patterning his murders after the original movie.
It's time for someone new to die.
The unexpected is the new cliche.
And virgins can die now.
Does that mean that I'm not gonna live as long as these two?
Clearly. To be the new version, the killer should be filming the murders.
Dale! Dale, behind you!
Go ahead if you have the guts.
Not to implicate him. You can't kill Sydney. She's victim royalty.
Not true.
Sid's expendable.
Point taken. Guaranteed third act main cast bloodbath.
Fingers crossed on some nudity for a change.
Time for your last question. Name the remake of the groundbreaking...
Halloween, Texas Chainsaw, Dawn of the Dead, The Hills Have Eyes, Amityville Horror, Black Christmas, House of Wax, Hot Night, My Bloody Valentine. It's one of those, right?
None of the above.
I'll be right back.
I know this one. You're not supposed to say that, are you?
You should have seen the look on your face.
Print it like jewelry designer.